This is a car part. Now, I know you can't see it very well. I'll give you some close-ups of it. This is one of the many, many parts that are on your car. So where do they come from? Who makes these things? Well, there's a number of numbers on that thing, and I looked around, found some of the numbers for it. It's actually a recirculating valve for the fuel tank. It's to take the volatilized gasoline, turned into a gas, and circulate it through the engine so it doesn't damage the environment. Okay, it's made out of plastic, and one part of this thing says Fomoco. That's Ford Motor Company. A long time ago, that thing came out. That doesn't mean it's made in the States. It was actually assembled in Mexico. And okay, there's all kinds of parts to this part. There are rubber mounts. Where do they come from? I don't know. I have no idea. May come from Mexico, could come from the States, could come from Canada, could come from China, Malaysia, all these places, whoever had the best price. Where did the plastic come from that they made this? It said it's assembled in Mexico. It doesn't mean it was made in Mexico, and all the parts were necessarily made there. They may have been. Who formed the plastic? Now, the plastic is a petroleum product. Could have been made in the States, could have made it in Canada, could have made it in Mexico, could have made it in China, could have made it in Malaysia. Any one of many different places that have oil or coal. You can make it out of coal too. It's a black plastic. Some of the black plastic is recycled plastic, but this is not. Recycled plastic can't come up to the specs for this. There's an O-ring on it. Where'd that come from? Whoever had the best price. So, motor mounts, plastic, glue, internal parts. I don't know what, there's a plug that plugs into something that tells probably the computer something. So there's some sort of electronics in it too, but it's buried in the plastic someplace. And maybe there's a little switch or something like that. Where did that come from? And the answer to all these things is whoever had the best price and could produce the product on time. That's kind of the standard for business. The point of this whole thing is, it is a global market. I know you anti-globalists are a bunch of idiots out there saying stupid things about we should make everything here. You're not going to do that. There's too many people in this world that can make it cheaper and better than we can for specific things. Somebody makes O-rings, dirt cheap and high quality. And do you really want an American manufacturer just make O-rings? Like making Barbie dolls or something. When these parts are manufactured, there's a whole host of subparts that come in to make this thing. When, say, in Mexico, there's this company that puts these things together. Okay, they get the O-rings, they get the rubber mounts and whatever electronics are in it, and the plastic and all that stuff. And most of those are subcontractors that come up with these products. And they could be anywhere from Malaysia to the USA. Whoever has the cheapest price and can produce the product on time. Well, we've got this thing going on now with our illustrious leader here, Trump the super guy. We're going to make everything in this country. The problem is we can't always make every part of everything. We just don't have the established businesses to do it, or sometimes even the technology to do it. So we use other countries, especially when you've got parts that are kind of cheap to make. They will be made in these third world countries, and it provides them income for what they need. Nobody wants to put this thing together. I mean, it's glued together. I don't know what all's in it. Maybe one of these days I'll take it apart. But do you really want to be putting glue on this thing and pushing it together and then putting it on the line again? No. When Trump tries these tariff things, what he's doing, he's throwing a wrench into the gears. Because these things have worked for many, many years. All this stuff. Okay. When you go to build something, you get a supplier. That supplier supplies you with parts. And as long as his price is good and he can get the materials there, you just continue using it. And whoever it is, wherever it is. And it isn't important that it be made in this country. It really is not. I know this individualism, hooray for me and screw everybody else sort of thing, but it doesn't work. You just can't be that good at everything you do. There's a lot of stuff out there that we can make and make very well. And there's a lot of stuff we can't. This is a world part. It was parts to make this part probably came from all over the world. And they made money for people that couldn't make money any other way. Maybe they're poor as heck, third world country, something like that. And it gave them an income. So we're supposed to say, screw that, and just build everything here. We won't do it right, for one thing. We'll have a heck of a time doing it right, because manufacturing is not as easy as it looks. It's pretty tough. So maybe we should leave it alone. That's it on this one.